I thought of homeless people as on the streets.
Maybe somebody who's particularly dirty or smelly.
We've heard it even where we live. There's no homeless problem around here.
I hadn't appreciated how big the problem is amongst young people.
It was very, very plain to see that my perception of homelessness was wrong. It was my wife's idea. She told me she wanted to do some work in the voluntary sector.
I went on the volunteering website for Richmond, and SASH were one of the charities listed there that were looking for volunteers. And when I looked into it more, they were looking for people to be hosts, to offer rooms, accommodation for homeless teenagers.
She actually told me, no, what I'd like to do is bring homeless people into our home and give them one of our spare bedrooms for the odd night.
When I told my husband, he wasn't so keen and took a little bit more time to think about it.
Initially I was very, very sceptical. I'm very protective of my possessions.
In the end we came to the decision it's something we could try, and if it didn't work out then we'd not lost anything by offering it.
The first young person we had, when she came through the door, she was 17 and we had her for 2 nights, and all I kept thinking was this could be my daughter.
I was really nervous before the first time that she actually came to our house, but she was nervous as well, but we had a really good weekend together. She was very lovely, and it helped to reassure me about the sort of people we're going to be getting.
There was an article for SASH in the North Yorkshire Times, and it appealed to both of us, so we just rang and made an appointment. We know the problems that can arise, the tensions that can arise in a house where you've got teenagers, and how easily they can blow a fuse and walk out the door. And having had that happen, we would have been really pleased to know that our daughter was in a safe home, not to be worrying where she could be. So it just seemed to fill a need in us and therefore a need in the community. We've met the hosts on several occasions, and every single one of them has said what a positive experience it is, how they're still in touch with people, youngsters that they've had in their homes, and how rewarding it is to see that they've made progress. And they're all very supportive of each other. You could pick up the phone and talk to any of them if you had a concern, as well as being able to talk to SASH. I'm going to get a lot out of this because I want to be able to give something back.
I was pretty confident that I knew what we'd be getting, because the charity's really great at briefing you and giving you backup. So I didn't feel that we were unleashing some power within the house. I understood it was somebody who was in a bit of a temporary crisis and we might be able to give a few nights stability. This wasn't a difficult person, this was a frightened person who was really desperate to fit in order to survive.
I was really nervous. I didn't want to overwhelm the young person when they came or be overly attentive. I thought that probably the last thing they wanted was people fussing around them. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I'm always pleased to know as much as I can about their background, not so that I will discuss it with them, but just so that I don't put my foot in it. It's helpful to know the reason why they are in the situation they are.
In my mind, the job is simply to provide a safe haven for a night or two. I'm not trying to solve all their problems. I'm not trying to draw them into discussion. If they want to talk, I'll listen. I'm not offering any answers. Simply they come, they stay for a night or two. You meet someone usually at their best because they need to make this work. They haven't got any other options.
Right, this is the spare room where our visitors stay.
This bed I try to leave made up all the time, and I have a welcome pack, usually depends on whether it's a young man or a young lady. But we were given lots and lots of information to go away and read, so we had time to cool off if we didn't like the idea. And then once we were committed to giving it a try, there was sort of training on just really how to behave around the young people, sensible precautions as to what to do in the house.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but talking to other hosts helped us to understand that these could be people who might have just been thrown out of their family home that day or the previous day.
This is the room they get whenever they come and see us, and normally when they arrive, I think we introduce them in the downstairs.
It could be young people who have been sofa surfing around their friends' homes for a couple of months. They don't tend to be people who have actually been sleeping on the streets, and they're just in need of accommodation for a couple of nights in order to be able to move on to something more permanent for their future.
They get themselves comfortable in the room here, and then we'd bring them downstairs to eat with us if they haven't eaten. Show them all around the house, where they can go, where they can't go. It's important to let them know that what is their space is theirs, and what is our space is our personal space. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And in this room we always provide towels so that they've got clean towels to use if they wanted to have a shower. And we also give them drawer space as well, and in that we have things like toiletries which SASH have provided for us, and some spare clothing in case they turn up just in the clothes that they're standing in. SASH have provided us with extra clothing. We've had dozens of young people stay with us over the 3 or 4 years that we've been with SASH. We've never had any issues with any of them.
They've been well checked before they get here. They're just people who need to fit in, and it's really rewarding to meet that need. You just say, fine, just sit down, make yourself at home, and then once every now and again you get the most fantastic message back. After they've gone you might get a text, and that's the really rewarding moment.
SASH are an extremely professional organisation. They support you right from the start. They make you feel comfortable. They train you up, and they make sure you've got CRB clearance. They support you through the whole process. Every single person that comes to you, young person that comes to you, is police checked, so we know that we're getting safe people into our houses. There is a 24-hour-a-day emergency helpline should you have any need. Not that we've ever needed to use it. They will ring you daily if you're having them for more than one day to check how it went. They also support the young person as well, and you know, without singing their praises too much, they're a fantastic organisation. They're extremely professional, and certainly worth having a go.
Some of my friends say, "Oh, you are good doing this," and I feel a terrible fraud because it's easy and it makes a big difference to someone else.
Our house is like most family homes. It's got people coming and going, it's a bit manic, it's often untidy, it's a bit chaotic. That doesn't matter. All you have to do is to be open to the idea that these people are welcome in your home, and just help them to be at ease and to just fit in and to be normal and be yourselves. It really isn't a big deal.
You definitely don't need to be a special person to do this. I'm no special person. I just found myself in a situation where we were able to help somebody. We took that step forward to do that, and the rewards have been fantastic.
You have nothing to lose by finding out more information about it. The charity are very good at getting prospective hosts to talk to people who are already hosts, to find out from them exactly what it's like. It does sound as a concept quite scary to people who have not actually already done it, and it was a little bit nervous for us when we started as well. But talk to the charity, talk to the people that run it, find out more information, ask to speak to hosts who've already done it, and find out from them what it's really like. And you could be making such a difference to a young person's life and helping them out and helping them get back on their feet so that they can have a better future.